G'day everyone, today we are going to have a new account look into the Danger Room run. We're going to be using rented characters and see how far we can get. So let's take a look. So when you come into the Danger Room, if this is your first time, you get to choose the difficulty up the top. We're going to go straight to difficulty 10 because that is the difficulty you require to get all the milestone rewards. So milestone 10 down here, getting that 100,000 score. You will need to complete it at difficulty 10. There's no leaderboard for this event, so it's all about maximizing your efficiency to clear, not to maximize your score or anything like that. All right, so when you first start, you have 0 tokens. However, there is one that you can select because it doesn't cost anything. So Brimstone and Undying characters count as immortal weapon, so they're all sharing that tag and that synergy. We're going to go into start run and enter, and we're going to get to choose our starting characters. Okay, as I said, we're going to use rented because mine are very low. If you want to use your own characters, you obviously need to drop down the difficulty. If you just want to play for a bit of fun, see what your roster can do in this game mode. All right, so we are going to start with a rented Daemon because I feel Daemon is, you know, a must-have. And we're going to go with Strange Heartless and see who we get along the way. So this will be our first run. Let's see how we go. Okay, let's get down to it. Mini waltz. All right, so first run. Go in, place our characters. I like to just separate them at the start. So we'll just put them there. You can go left to right if you would like. It is up to you which abilities you use. The starting levels can be quite easy, so you don't have to use the ult and stuff like that. But Daemon's pretty efficient at getting that energy back, and then when we start to choose some of the buffs, we will work on them. So we should be able to ult here, clear it, and then come back in and do the special. Alright, that's the first one done. So if this is your first time in the Danger Room, there is your normal missions which have the sword. And I'll explain as we move forward. You will come up to getting a care package after each room. And then this is the roguelike aspect. You get to choose which modifier you would like. So our choices are Ultimate Extend, which on Ultimate extends the duration of all positive effects on self one. So we'll be using a lot of ultimates with Daemon. So that is a potential. Bleedy crits. On crit, apply bleed. I'm a big fan of bleeds. So every time there's a crit, we get bleeds. And then there can be some other modifiers that come later that assist with that. Defense up is also good. On spawn, others going defense up. So getting your defense up, your offense up definitely helps you, especially if you don't get that first turn. Just gives you a little bit of protection. So, like I said, I'm a big fan of the bleeds, but I think defense up would probably be the call. I'm going to go with the rented characters. I'm gonna go with the bleeds. All right, so we used the ult previously. Now we'll use the special. This is the rented Daemon, and as you can see, it does quite a lot of defense. And we've already got the energy back for the ult and the special. So next run, we're going to come in. We'll have the ult available. All right, our next care package, we have Unholy Greed. When an ally attacks an enemy with negative effect, gain the opposite of a random negative effect on that enemy. Trauma bonus on attack. Primary target has trauma bonus attack to the primary target. And we have special bonus, which on special bonus attack primary target. I would probably say trauma bonus would be what I would go for. Then probably the special, because when I do the special with... Actually, no, because the primary target would probably die from the special of Daemon. I think trauma's the way to go here, so we'll go trauma. Okay, so when you come up to this this room here, after your first 2 battles, you have a choice of going to the combat node or the care package. Being an unlock for the milestones and there's no leaderboard, I'm going to go for the care package. Now, usually there's a guaranteed character in here, so we've got our choices of Steel Serpent, Casual Zombie, and a Juggernaut Zombie. Okay, we're going to choose Juggernaut Zombie, also known as Zugs. Alright, now we have the option of going for a heal, so you can get a free heal pack, or you can also spend 100 of these doodads to get another one. We're going to go for the Elite Combat. Now, these are a little bit more difficult. You do get more of this currency and more tokens for if you're unsuccessful to then get more modifiers, but they can also be a challenge. Usually I do the first or second one and then I just go easy mode, just because you do get better options afterwards. So that's like what we like. Here we go. So this is our first hard node. Let's see how we go. Good old Damon with the ult, and see you later. No dramas. Damon's just too good in this mode. Alright, that is our 3rd battle. So yeah, you see you get more of the coins. We got 50 coins for doing that node. Alright, now let's see what we get from the Elite Combat. So in this care package, as you can see behind the writing, you've got your different icons. They sort of give you an indication of what, sort of level they are. So this one's a bit more fancier there with the arrow, little arrow down the bottom underneath. So Zombie Boon, when enemy takes damage from bleed, mind control that character to attack the most injured enemy. The mind control character attacks for negative 30% damage. Cleanse is quite good on turn, clear all negative effects on self. Malicious Anticipation. So if Damien Hellstorm is an ally, when an enemy drops below 50% health, clear death proof from that enemy, apply speed up and offense up to all allies. We are going this one. Boost that Damon. Alright, so we have our choice between the regular combat and the Elite Combat. We did pretty good in the last one, however our ult may not be available, so it's a little bit risky, but we're going to risk it for the biscuit. Let's see how we go. Okay, let's do the special. Alright, so we took out one. Apocalypse is going to hit us. That's going to be nasty. We've now got a stun on Damon, not looking good. And now we're getting the ult from Franklin, and now Gore's going to come in and ruin our day. So not very good at all. We're going to try that again. You can do it. Yeah, it is risky, especially with rented characters. Doing too many hard nodes when you don't have a lot of buffs as well. I do get the crit. So we got that bleed up from the crit, from that ability. Can now ult with range. And that got Damon's health back. Apox is saying let's be nasty. We're a bit weak, but we're okay. We lost Zugs, but I wasn't a big fan of bringing Zugs in anyway, so he's kind of a bit expendable at this point. We have the option of bringing him back with a heal, but let's see what that Elite Combat node gave us. So Kang's Boon on spawn fills speed bar by 5%. I like that. Basic momentum on ally basic allies get a 50% damage on special or ultimate. Reset this bonus. I'm not sure if we're going to go this one. So yeah, with this one, yeah, your basic gets 50% damage, and then it's reset after you do a special ultimate. Doom's Boon is good. When an ally drops below 50% health, generate one ability energy for that character and fill their speed bar by 50%. So we'll see the speed bar is good. On spawn, we get a 5%. And then when an ally drops below, so obviously 50% speed bar is great, but that requires us to get attack down. Getting that speed bar at the start is what I'm going to go for. All right, we have a choice here for a care package or for a heal. I'm going to go the care package. So we have Unholy Greed, Brick House, and Zombie Boon. Unholy Greed, when an ally attacks an enemy with a negative effect, gain the opposite. So we've already had this one previously. Brick House, allies gain 50% armor and resistance. Zombie Boon, when an enemy takes damage from bleed or mind control, that character to attack the most injured enemy. The mind control character attacks 30% damage. I'm going to go... Type of Brick House or Zombie Boon. We did get the bleed one. We'll go Zombie Boon. We'll go Zombie Boon for this. Alright. And we get a character choice. So I think we're going to go for Rented Iron Fist for this one. Or no, Swordmaster. I lied to you. We're going Swordmaster. Late combat. We're risking it for the biscuit again. See you later, Zugs. Hello, Swordmaster. Alright, so let's hope that Damon just ults and everything goes away. So he gets it. So ooh, no one died. Oh, yeah. So we didn't get that second turn because no one died from the attack. They did fall over afterwards. We now got some shenanigans. We lost Heartless. Got a stun on Damon. I'm going to do swirlies with Swordmaster. Damon being stun's not good. So because of the bleed and the zombie thing, he attacked over there. We may back out because... Yep. Oh, I think I was too slow. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, so we were not effective on the back out, so we will have to do a new run. So with your new run, do your highest score and come back here, and you now have your danger tokens. So we can now equip some more combat mods, which when we go into our next run, it'll help us out. So we have 120 points. You have your options. There's 4 options for 50, and then there's 3 for 350, 1 for 500, 1 for 750, 1 for 1,000, and 2 for 1,500. So out of the 4 available for the 50 tokens, we have Stats 1, which 10% damage, armor, resistance, focus. Aggressive, which is a 20% damage increase, and then Resolve with focus and resistance by 20%, resilience by 20%, and your armor. I'm gonna go. With. We'll just go the first two. We'll just go damage and stats. We'll start our run. This is run 2. We're going to choose the same characters. So you do get 10 of these tokens each day. As you progress through, obviously you're going to spend some before you have to use your characters. This is a level 60 account, so I don't have anything to do difficulty 10. However, if you do, you may be able to choose your characters, especially if you're starting out and you just want to farm these, farm the other tokens to get better modifiers. But we're going to go back again. So we can get up to 6 characters. So that's something to take into account when you're choosing. So you may want to skip if you want to do a few more runs. And we're going to choose Strange again. Back in combat node. So the first 2 combat nodes, we're just hoping to get some, decent buffs, decent modifiers, and then our reward from the second will be, oh sorry, the loot box after the second combat node will be another character, and we're hoping for Swordmaster, or we would take Mummy, would take Lady Bullseye, Iron Fist. So yeah, we'll do the alt, and that'll wipe the board, and we'll come back in on the second one and do the special. And then that also, by doing that special will give us the alt back for after the shop run. We'll go into that harder difficulty node. All right, defense down, resist buff, execute. So we spoke about defense down previously. Actually, no, we had defense up previously, so it's obviously the opposite. This applies defense down to enemies, which is good. On kill, adjacent enemies gain trauma. I'm going to go with the defense down, and the resist obviously also beneficial. So I probably, we're trying to just wipe them out. So obviously the trauma does work, but you just need to make sure your targeting is, you know, work like good. So obviously that previous one where Apocalypse didn't die, so we could have got that kill, and then on adjacent enemies would have gained trauma, and that resist would have helped with the attack that we got. But defense down will help our initial opening attack. You know, as we have that speed, that's the way to go. If you don't have the speed, then resist will probably be the way to go. All right, next combat node. Special, and they're eliminated. Okay, we have our choice between basic evade, zombie boon, or special bonus. We don't have anything that affects bleeds except just the natural ones. Using the basic gain evade, we're not really using that one. Special bonus attacks primary target. I think we will get zombie boon just for later, because I do like to go for those bleeds. And now we're going to go to the care package, and hopefully we've got a good pull in here. Alright. So Elsa or Iron Fist World War II would be the pick. I think I'm going to go on. Yeah, we'll go World War II. We're going to go into the elite combat node. All right. I lied to you. We didn't come in with the ult, so we are potentially in a bit of a pickle, but we should be okay. We are going to attack here. It's going to give us offense up, and then we'll do the alt from Strange. And we're just going to do basic because why not? If we go back into another elite node, hopefully we'll be in a better position. Claim. All right. Mysterious boon on ally. Basic, clone that ally. This can happen only once per match. Unholy Greed. We spoke about this before. Energizing Strikes. Okay. On kill, generate one ability energy for self and adjacent allies. That is the goer. And then Mysterious boon would be the other option. Okay. So with that, getting more ability energy just allows us to come in and use Damon's ult like every round, and then hopefully it kills. If it does kill someone initially, then gets that double tap. So getting ability, energy, and speed as our modifiers is what we're sort of after there. Anything that gives us that first attack Bleeds are good too because it just, takes them down. So we come in, they've already got defense down because of one of the boons that we chose. Now we're going to go in and do the alt, and they are gone. And that was an elite note too, so just shows how easy they can become. Okay, we are back to where we got to in the previous run. Okay, we're going to go the care package. We have Flashbang, which on spawn applies blind to all enemies. That's quite a good one. Doomspoon also is a good one. When an ally drops below 50% health, generate one ability energy for that character. So, and fill the speed bar by 50%. So that is good if you don't get that one shot. So we're going to take that one, and then we are going to go here. Do we want one of these characters? I'm going to say not. We are short on tokens, so we might be a bit picky moving forward, especially if we have to do another run to get some more coins. So we'll just close that for now. We are going to try an elite combat again because we were doing quite well in there, and we'll see how that goes. Our boons, our buffs are tracking quite well. It's looking like a good run. Certain enemies that we face will be the issue as we start to get some of those legendary characters. The challenge will increase. So yeah, we don't have the alt. Now, just looking at this quickly, obviously, if you play the game for a while, Blade and Oath are dangerous. Hatred giving enemies, villains an increase. So Kang and hopefully, there's no dramas. Look at that. Bing, bang, boom. Bish, bosh. And now we're progressed further than our previous run. Like I said, if you are farming, the elite nodes are good because you're going to get 50 of the coins, which will help you into getting those next ones. If there is a leaderboard, what people do is they'll come in and they'll just farm those coins so they can get more buffs to then go through with 2 characters and finish it to get a higher score on leaderboard to get those cosmetic items that they usually have on offer, being the portrait banners. Okay, so we have Frenzy, Mysterious Boon, and Entry Wound. Oh, very, very good. So I'm a big fan of Entry Wound, getting that bleed in there. Enemies cannot gain immunity. Frenzy on enemy turn if that character has bleed through its speed bar. So obviously we want Entry Wound to then get Frenzy. Mysterious Boon on ally basic, clone that ally. This can happen only once per match. We haven't been well, we've been using Damon's basic if we're out of the special and the alt. But we're going to go with Entry Wound. We're now forced into an elite combat, but I'm feeling quite confident. Obviously, every Danger Room run is different, depending on what boons you get, depending on your roster, the hired characters that you choose to go. There may be different choices from other players. So yeah, if you do have another recommendation, feel free to throw it down in the chat below if you have an alternate favorite buff to apply. Also like to hear that this game is designed to be played a few different ways. RNG does have a factor, but also knowing a little bit more does also help. Each Danger Room, so the next iteration of Danger Room hopefully has a leaderboard and would probably feature maybe the new mutants, so it's going to change it up a bit on who synergizes with who we choose to use. But at the moment, Damon's definitely your MVP in my book. Frenzy, Therapy, Warlock Boon. So we did say we wanted Frenzy if we had the bleeds. Warlock Boon is good too. On spawn, allies gain defense up and safeguard, but we are going to take the Frenzy. We want that speed bar. Now, we can come in here for a heal, but we've not needed it at this point, or we get to come into the shop and spend our tokens. The more of these tokens that you save up on a leaderboard run will increase your score. So when you're ready to do that leaderboard run, you wouldn't be spending. However, we're going in just for the milestone, so we will potentially spend. You have two tabs. You have your character tab. So obviously your characters, you will spend that currency with none of the supplied tokens. If I want to bring in someone here, which I'm thinking bringing in Lady Bullseye because we're going quite well, then it's going to cost me one of these tokens and 130. You can actually choose more characters in here if you like, but I'm going to go to the cards, see what we've got. So I'm going to take Mysterio's Boon. Brick House gives us armor resistance. Why not? We'll just grab that one. All right. In we go. Combat node. We'll add Lady Bullseye. We are hoping for a Sword Master. That would round out our team very nicely. Alright, let's do the ults. And then he cleans them up. We've got the revive on Zombie Iron Man. So now, so we use the basic. We got that clone. You could, we're not going to here, but yeah, if we use the ult, obviously we get off and top on all the characters. But we're just going to basic him down. Moving on to the next round. Alright, damage buff, crippling wounds or ultimate extend. So on ultimate extend the duration of all positive effects. Crippling wounds on enemy turn if that character has bleed, apply defense down to that character. So we already have defense down on spawn, but if they do lose that, we can have that one. So crippling wounds is something I'd go with. Because we already have defense down, I think our damage is fine. We're going to go crippling wounds, so let's go into elite node. It'd probably be at this point I get a bit nervous, and I probably would have started avoiding the elite nodes, but I think it's good, especially for this video, to see, you know, how far you can push. You know, this is our first run or second run, first like reset with just using hired toons. So it just shows you, you know, just because you are low level, you don't need to skip this content. So yeah, a lot of chunky characters here, a lot of debuffs up there. We've got the bleed, we've got trauma, disrupted, defense down. We now have Lady Bullseye, so we can apply offense up to self and all immortal weapons, which they get the tag because of the boon that we have. Or we can do this for offense down and flipping positives into negatives. So we don't have a lot of positives. They've already got defense down, but that would put their defense up into defense down. So, you know what? We're going to do that. We'll do the special. So now that's got more defense down. And then we'll see what Heartless has to go. The zombie curse is making the bleed targets attack other people. We're now going to use the ult. And it's all over. Alright, the rewards. So we've got Sinister Boon, Accurate, Advantage, and Warlock Boon. Sinister Boon on ally ultimate, clone the enemy with the highest damage. This can happen only once. That's probably the one we're going to take. If Lady Bullseye is an ally when a character with offense down is attacked, that character bonus bonus attacks the enemy. Warlock boon on spawn, allies gain defense up and safeguard. We're going to go Sinister's boon for this one. Alright, so we can come in for a heal or we can go spend some currency. We do have a little bit of currency. Let's go see what the shop has on offer. We can get Zombie Scarlet Witch. We can get normal Iron Fist. Check the cards out first. We'll grab Cleanse and Therapy. You know what? We're just going to grab them all and we'll go back to characters and we're going to pick up Iron Fist. We can only rent one more character. Hopefully that would be a Sword Master. But yeah, this one's going pretty well, so we'll keep on at it. We now got our full team now. We've got the 2 Iron Fists. Basically, if we get a turn with them, we'll use their special. Otherwise, it's pretty much going to be the Damon show, ulting, and then maybe a bit of Heartless. Alright, so we've got the bleeds, we've got the defense down. We're going to go in with the ultimate from Damon. It's going to take out everyone, and second hit from the desk going to clean it up. Exploit weakness, special trauma, offense down. Allies gain 20% damage for each enemy that has bleed. So that's just going to like bump us up with the bleeds that we've got on the opening. Offense down's also good. So they will spawn with offense down. So if they do get an attack in. But with that, you know, we're going for more offensively. And we want to try and, you know, one-shot them. So exploit weakness would be the go. If we can get that increased damage off the rip, then we're laughing. Alrighty, Mr. Odin. As long as no one has taunt, we're going to target Odin with the ult. What are you doing to me, guys? Alright. Oh, no ultimate. So we're going to come in with a special. Oof. It's alright. The Iron Fist are doing their thing. We're going to special speed bar. We're going to get that offense up. Ult with Heartless. Yeah, we're just going to basic him down. Or should I? Yeah. Got the Death Press. Because we target Franklin, we got that Franklin clone before. So as you can see, at this point of the game, like all the modifiers and that we have, you know, we took a bit of a beating from that onslaught at the beginning, but we're able to withstand and move on. So we're doing pretty good, pretty good. Alright, Kang's Boon on spawn fills speed bar by 5%. Energy Vampire allies gain ability energy when attacking targets that have bleed. And Carnage Boon when an enemy drops below 25% health, fills speed bar by 10% for self-analysis. So yeah, these are all really, really good. We're going to go spawn. If we can just... Speed stat would be better. Yeah, we'll go Kings. They're all really good there. So yeah, the only difference in this team is I probably would like to have Swordmaster over Iron Fist World War II. Otherwise, we've got a pretty good lineup. Alrighty, naughty. And we're going to start with the alt. Look at that, all over Red Rover. Defense up or resist buff. Do we ever have defense up? I can't remember. I think we might have. Not defense up, but do we have something that gives us defense? Or was that the previous run? We'll go resist buff. We'll check on the defense up. Now, depending how you do these runs, if you have a lot of characters and the last node becomes a bit of a challenge, what you can do is send in a couple of to take the hits. If you also have a couple of revives, you can send a couple in and then revive them, go back in with your full team after you've got that initial attack of the enemies down. But yeah, we'll see what we're up against. The last few runs I've done on other accounts have all been pretty good. But yeah, it can get a bit dicey in the last few nodes. Alright, we are going to target Mephisto or Logan? Mephisto. We'll target Mephisto and we're going to hit him with the alt. And then, because he got the revive, we don't get the second hit because they all died and nothing was there to attack. We're just going to hit him with the basic. And back we go. Offense up, Carnage Boon, Warlock Boon. On spawn allies going offense up. That's obviously really, really good. Just gives us that little edge. So at this point, it's a toss up between going and getting 2 heals just in case. We haven't needed them, but who knows what we're going to find around the corner. Or you could go in and spend your currency. You might want to just round off an extra character or two to take in as fodder or whatnot. So it is really, really up to you. I'm going to grab the heals just in case we don't make it, and then I can show you how the heals are utilized, or if we have a bad start, I can show you how the heals are utilized this video. But all right, the boss node, boss combat. So because we've got the blades up and we've got that zombie boon, they're already hurting each other. So Kahori just killed one already, and now she's just attacking everybody. All right, so we're starting off because yeah, all right, alt. Move offense up. This is nuts. Hurrah! Victory. There you go. New run, new high score, 103. And we need that 100,000 for all the milestones. Here we go. First, first clear on the new account in a danger room. So all we had on was number 2, number 3, so stats and aggressive, because that was our second run. I think we used all our rented tokens by the end of it, or we might have had one left because I was gonna save for Swordmaster, but it wasn't required, so we didn't do it. So yeah, that was difficulty 10. We've rented characters, and now we get to go and claim all these milestones. So we're going to get some for the event, and we're going to get some lovely little abilities here, which we're up to the purple, and that's where our sort of point is. These will be hoarded for when we get to tier 4, and these X-Men Diamond Orbs, we're going to open them, but we won't be able to use them until we can get some 7-star characters. So yeah, we're going to claim all, and then I might put up another video with the orb opening if anyone wants to come check that out, see if we're lucky and we get some 5 diamonds on our baby account. But yeah, that is the danger room done. Now that it's been completed, it does shift or slide all the way to the end. Because we've already completed that, there's no requirement. Whilst we are here, you can see payday's coming up, so we want to check to see our mercenaries, to see how they're looking. It's usually old man, you know, Logan's gang. Mercs for money is what this now designed for, but you know, as you can see, Taskmaster, Deadpool, which Deadpool reworked, so obviously we've got Deadpool and parts of that Mercs for Money team, and then Taskmaster, reworked character. Wouldn't be worrying about Killmonger too much, but yeah, we'll show you who else you can, and there's some minions too, but there's enough decent-ish characters to use. Alright, thank you for watching the Danger Room video, and I'll see you in the next one.